Hello everyone, welcome to Salesforce Network, Salesforce Developer Trigger Scenarios. So in this series, we are going to see next scenario, that is, a company wants to automatically assign cases to specific users or queues. So if a new case is getting generated, then based on the case's priority and product type, if the case priority is high and the product type is electronic, it should be assigned to a particular user in the Salesforce org, and for other cases they should be assigned to a general support queue. So whenever a new case is getting generated, in that case, if the criteria is meeting, like priority is high and type is electronic, then it should have to assign to a particular user. So in our Salesforce org, I am going to take as an administrator user, and for other cases, if the criteria is not meeting, in that case they should be assigned to general support queue. So also we are going to create a general support queue, and in that queue we are going to put some users as well. So if the criteria is not meeting, in that case the case owner should be general support queue. So on which object we have to write the trigger? So whenever we are getting a scenario based question or a scenario, then first we need to read the problem statement on which object we have to go with, or on which object we have to write the trigger. So by reading the statement itself, we are getting to know that on which object we have to write the trigger. So the object will be case object. Case object is a standard object into Salesforce. Then coming events. So if we are reading this scenario, then we are coming to know that if a new case is getting generated, or if someone is editing a particular case. In both the cases, we should have to assign that case to a particular user or queue. So event will be before insert and before update. Whenever a new record is getting generated, or if someone is editing a particular record and they are modifying, in that condition, if the criteria is meeting, then on behalf of this statement, we have to assign that particular case either to a particular user or general support queue. Then what will be the logic we have to implement? Check if the priority is high. So if the priority is being high and the type is electronic, in that case we have to assign this particular case to a particular user. So here we are considering our into the Salesforce org our primary user account, and if the condition is not meeting, in that case we are creating a general support queue. In that queue we are putting some users. So if the criteria is not meeting, then in that case the owner of the case would be general support queue. So next, trigger name. So here I am taking case assignment trigger, and also we are following the best practice. So for that we are going to write the logic into the class. So for that I am creating a case assignment handler. In this case assignment handler class, I am going to write the logic. So let's do this. So let's log into our Salesforce account by providing the credentials, username and password. Hit the login button. So before writing the Apex trigger, let's do some configuration. So as we had seen in the PPT, we have to create a group, means public group. So in administration, expand users. So here is a public group. Click on this. So here just I am going to create a public group by the name General Support Queue. So next I am going to take user in this particular group. So we have a user A. So this user I am putting in this general support queue. So save this. So we have a general support queue, and in that we have a user by the name user A. So user A. So let's also see this. So we have a Salesforce network. This is a one user and user A at network.com. So this is another user by the name user A. So let's write the trigger. So click on setup, developer console, right click, open link in new tab. So here developer console is this. To write the trigger we need to click on file, new, Apex trigger. So here I am going to take the name of the Apex trigger is like case assignment trigger. So on which object we have to write this trigger? So that will be case object. So choose the case object, hit the submit button. So we are getting this structure, trigger, trigger name, case assignment trigger. On which object we are writing this trigger? On case object. And what will be the event we are going with? So whenever a new case is getting generated or created, and also if someone is editing a particular case, then in that case also the assignment should have to follow. So before insert and before update. So here I am going to write like if trigger dot is before and trigger dot is insert. So if a new case is getting created, or if someone is modifying the existing case, so for that trigger dot is update. So for this condition we are writing this trigger. So as we are following the best practice, so whenever we are writing the trigger, the logic we have to put in another class, uh, and that class we have to call in this trigger. So as per the Salesforce standard, it is being a good practice. So to create the Apex class, click File, New, Apex class, and here I am taking the class name as Case Assignment Handler. All the triggers and class name must be related to that particular job. So here case assignment handler we have to call in the Apex trigger. So what I am going to write here, public static void assign cases, and here I am writing list of cases. So for this, here I am querying for user equals select id comma name from user where alias equals. So here I am going to take the Salesforce network, this user. So I am taking this alias S network. So alias would be this one, and putting the semicolon at the end. And also we are going to query for the general support queue. So group general support queue equals select id from group where name equals the group name. So from here I am just copying the name, general support queue, and putting the semicolon. So next I am writing for case, new case, and we are iterating these cases. And here we are writing the logic like if new case, this one, dot priority equals high. This we have to put in single quotes. And so if both the conditions are meeting, and new case dot type equals electronic, in that case new case dot owner id equals u, means this user dot id. Else if this condition is not meeting, in that case what we are going to do, new case dot owner id equals general support queue, this one, dot id. Put the semicolon here. So what we are doing in this Apex class, public class case assignment handler, this is our class name. Public static void assign cases, list of cases, and here we are finding the user by writing user u equals select id name from user where alias s network. So this is the alias name. So in my case this is the alias name, and if someone is doing the practical by writing the query and putting the alias, you have to make it confirm that what is the alias name for the particular user in your org. Next, we are writing group general support queue, and in that we are writing select id from group where name equals general support queue. And also we had created this general support queue in the public group. So you also have to create this general support queue by this name, or you can take any name. In the next line we are writing for case, new case, and we are iterating these cases. If new case dot priority equals high, here it should be double equal. If the priority is high and type equals electronic, if these both the conditions are meeting, then in that case we are assigning that particular case to user u.id, means this user. We are assigning the case to user Salesforce network in this Salesforce organization. And if any one of these is not meeting, or even if both the conditions are not meeting, in that case that case is getting assigned to general support queue. So save this. So this class name we have to put into the apex trigger. So here case assignment handler dot assign cases in the bracket trigger dot new. Put the semicolon here and save this trigger. So we have written the trigger as well as handler class. So next, coming to our org, also we have to take care if there is existing or active case assignment rule or case auto response rule. So these rules we have to make it inactive when we are writing the triggers, and we are doing the practical for this. So if that rules are active, maybe we are not getting the proper result what we are doing by the trigger. So let's search for case, click on cases. So here I am going to create a new case, so click on new. So here I have to make it like if both the conditions are meeting, like priority is high and type is electronic, then in this condition this case should be assigned to Salesforce network user. So click save. So here case owner is Salesforce network, as we had assigned to this user only. If the case priority is high and type is electronic, then we had assigned to Salesforce network user. So like this we are doing the assignment by writing the trigger. Thank you.